Leslie Odom Jr. has returned to Hamilton, and I got to be in the room where it happens. It was a truly surreal experience. I felt like I was back in 2015 again, and you would never know that it's been 8 or 9 years since he last did this role because he snaps right back into it perfectly. You could also tell that just being back on that stage meant so much to him. Especially during the multiple standing ovations, you could see him just really taking it all in. I was also really glad to see that Thane Jasperson got entrance applause. He actually got so much applause that he had to skip over the lines at the beginning of Farmer Refuted. But as another member of the OG cast, it was really great to see him getting his due. And all of the little interactions between him and Leslie throughout the show and at Curtain Call were just so cute. And I also have to take a moment to shout out the rest of the cast because the current cast of Hamilton is so good. You have Trey Curtis as Hamilton, and what's really interesting about his Hamilton is he reads so young. When he sings "I'm only 19 but my mind is older," you believe that he is a 19-year-old, and that is not an experience I've had with any other Hamiltons. And it also creates a really noticeable age gap between him and Burr and him and Washington, which I found to be really effective. It was also the first performance of the new Angelica and Eliza, both of whom were making their Broadway debuts. They had both done their respective roles on tour, but I thought they were both fantastic. Bryson Bruce as Lafayette and Jefferson is probably my favorite person I have seen do that role since Daveed Diggs. And also unexpectedly really loved Ebrin Stanley as Hercules Mulligan and especially as James Madison. Madison is a role that has never really stood out to me, but I loved every single choice he made. He gives him this southern twang and he's so funny, I was obsessed with him. Jared Spector is probably the funniest King George I've ever seen, and I loved his delivery of awesome wow. I feel like that role is really hard to make your own, but he absolutely does it. And then you have Tamar Green as George Washington. This is actually my second time seeing his Washington, and his voice is just unreal. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, but truly the entire cast was fantastic. And honestly, I have not always felt that way about Hamilton replacement casts. I've found them to be pretty hit or miss. But the current cast is firing on all cylinders. And so to then add Leslie Odom Jr. into that mix, I truly think there has never been a better time to see Hamilton since the original cast.